Hello everybody, welcome back to a video which is part of a set of videos helping you make films in your own homes. Today we're going to be talking about making films on your mobile phone. Now I myself am lucky enough to have an abundance of cameras and computers to edit on, all of that, but not all of us might have the equipment we need right off the bat to start making films, and there are countless examples of people all around the world making films on mobile incredibly successfully. It's not about what you're filming with, it's about what you're filming. Alright, so you might be thinking, I use my phone for browsing the web and sending text. How could it be good for making films? Well, a lot of people take the cameras on their phones for granted, and in most modern phones, the cameras are incredible. So you should definitely take advantage of what you have before you maybe think about getting other equipment or using anything else. A mobile phone is a great place to start. The camera app is a great place to start when you're making your films. It comes pre-installed with your phone. There's no installation. You just start filming on your camera app. So make sure you have your camera app all set up and ready to film on the video mode, and I'm going to talk to you about how to set up your shots. If you're maybe a full-time mobile filmmaker and you want to see what else is available, there's another app called Filmic Pro which I definitely recommend. It does cost a little bit of money, so that might not be an option for you, but if you do want to have a look at some other filmmaking apps, there are lots of camera apps which you can use which allow you to control different things with your phone camera, which might help you out when you're making films on the fly with your mobile phone. Alright, so I've started filming on my phone here. The image quality isn't brilliant, but it definitely does the job in most situations, especially if you're filming outside in bright conditions where the camera has a lot of light to work with. So one thing to consider when you're filming is not filming in the dark, because if you're filming in the dark or somewhere which isn't very friendly to your camera, you're not going to get very good shots and the image quality is going to drop down a lot. Alright, so once you've got your camera all ready and set up, what you're going to want to think about is what sort of shot you're going for. So is it a shaky shot, a handheld shot, a tripod shot? Now most of the time, from my experience on filming on mobile, the stabilization is pretty good, so you can get away with kind of moving around, maybe doing a few pans, but maybe running behind someone with the camera, that sort of thing, following someone quickly, walking along, that sort of thing might not be the best option. You should always try and keep your camera as still as possible, just so the audience can focus on what you're showing them. You also might want to consider tapping on the screen where your subject is. This will allow the camera to both expose and focus on whatever you tapped on, creating a more aesthetically pleasing shot. So I myself don't have a phone camera tripod. I have tripods in my house, but I have nothing I can attach my phone to. So something you might want to consider is getting two big books and kind of propping it up on a table, that sort of thing. There are loads of things you can do just to improvise with what you have. Something else you might want to consider is your phone is very small, so you can put it in places where a normal camera wouldn't ordinarily be able to be placed, so you can get some interesting shots, some very creative shots to insert into your films. Okay, so the first thing you want to think about when you have your shot set up is your composition, where the subjects in your frame are. Now, there's something called the rule of thirds, which is where you split your frame into either a set of 3 or a set of 9, and you can put your subject in one of those squares, which will definitely help out a lot. What you also want to think about is audio. A lot of the time, the audio is the weak point when you're filming on a phone. On a lot of cameras and things, you can put a microphone on. The cameras have better microphones, that sort of thing. But on a phone, the microphone might be inside the phone. It might be under a cover, that sort of thing. And if it's windy, wind can disrupt your audio, obviously. So get as close to the mic as you can. If you want to record your sound separately, you can record your sound separately with maybe an audio recording app, or you can just film. You hold it up to your actor's mouth, and then you can just get the audio there and add it on afterwards. Or to make life easier, you can just film nice and close to your subject so you get the best audio possible. If I'm talking to the camera like this, right next to the phone, the audio should be fine or good enough. It's a little bit windy, but I should be alright. You should be able to hear me. But if I stand far away, I'm not quite so audible. It's always important to stay as close to your phone as possible, because the closer you are to the mic, the clearer you will be. Lots of phones also have incredible slow motion capability, which you might want to work into your films, or maybe put a time lapse in there to show time passing, that sort of thing. That can also be very helpful when you're making movies on your phone. Okay, so once it comes to editing, there are loads of options available. I've already made a video on iMovie editing for tablet and iPhone, that sort of thing. There are loads of different editing softwares on mobile which you can use just to piece your clips together. If you're on Apple, iMovie is definitely my recommendation. It's easy to use, simple, you just drag your clips in and it basically does it for you. You can mess around with things, titles, add music, that sort of thing. So go and watch that video if you haven't already. If you're on Android, there is an app called Adobe Premiere Rush, which is on the Google Play Store. It's brilliant. You can just drag your clips in, edit very easily on an Android phone. You should definitely make use of what you have around you. A fair bit of us nowadays do have phones, and there really is not much difference between an iPhone and a camera. Okay, so I hope this video has helped you guys get started filming on your phones. It is a great place to get started, and I'm sure you guys will get much better at filmmaking the more you shoot. So keep filming on your phones, and I hope this has helped you. We're here to answer your questions, and thanks for watching.